Aku here again. Welcome back to FTB Wolf 1.7.10. Right then, I've started off with a little bit of an issue. I have had to update my version of Pneumaticraft. I have got the third lift done. This one needs a little bit of wood on it actually, make it look a bit tidier. And I noticed I play on a server on my own machine, right? And I noticed on the little server console window there, it was starting to skip ticks a lot. And I thought it was because I was uploading something, but then when I finished, it was still doing it. So I tried restarting the server, and the server would not restart. And it was an error regarding Pneumaticraft multi-block elevators and Ender conduit, which I've got controlling the. I've got Ender conduit behind there, haven't I? For the to put the signal into the state cell, and that sounded like the issue we've been having on Resident Rise, where Liara's elevators have been crashing the server. Now, I don't think it may be that the elevators weren't actually causing the crash, but it certainly was stopping the server restarting. So what I've had to do is I've updated my version of Pneumaticraft to the same as running on the other server, and it's 1.7.10 1.4.4-47. So it's update Pneumaticraft to 1.7.10 1.4.4, was it 1.4.4-47? There we go. So that's what I've done. I've updated Pneumaticraft to that, and that stops the lift crashing. I know one of my viewers is deaf, so I'm just putting it in the chat for it in case he's watching. Because multi-block elevators can crash server. So that is just in case he's wondering what I'm talking about. Now he says he gets on alright with he gets on alright with it, but just for that, I don't want people's server crashing and not knowing why when there's an easy fix. And the easy fix is just update your version of that single mod. Right then, so what I've got in here, first of all, you'll notice I've got no security things in these, because I've changed things around a little bit. Now, I was having issues, and I'm changing things around a little bit more as well. I'm in the middle of crafting stuff to actually change things around a little more. I was having issues with the elevators, wasn't I, with the fact that there was losing pressure. There's a couple of things you can do to stop that I've worked out. This is all through trial and error, so if I'm doing this wrong, please let me know. The first thing I've done is I have split the compressors. So I've got one running these two machines, and I've got one compressor under there running these three elevators, and I've got one at the other end there running them three elevators. That's the first thing I've done. Then the second thing I've done is I've done it a little bit different. On here I've made a little Steve's Factory Manager thing. Basically what I've got here is a redstone receiver and a redstone emitter. Now these things here, these gauges, they put out a redstone signal based on how much pressure it is in there. So you can see on that I have got it, so it's at 5 bar, it's emitting redstone level 10. So at 4.6-ish bar, it's redstone 9. So what I've got is, I've got a nice steady 5 bar going into this and going into this. Because that there, I'll explain why it's limited in a minute. Because that's limiting the pressure, then I do not need the security upgrade in. Because what the security upgrade does is it actually makes things worse when you got it like set like off the gauges. If I put that in there, you can hear it's kicked in, and it's kicked in because that's starting to fluctuate. So it's bouncing up and down. So that's gone to 9. Look, so it's bouncing. It's going to bounce up and down off 9 because that's just into the red on 10. So it keeps bouncing the power on and off. Without that in, as long as you've got something set in the tube to a safe pressure, so that's not going to go over 5 because that over there. Then this is going to sit on 5. So I presume you can go to 6 without it blowing. I'm guessing it's going to blow at 7. So I could set it to 6, and then I've got a bit more pressure. The other thing you can do is what I've done in here is I've added a massive lot of volume upgrades. So that means when some of the pressure is used, the pressure is going to drop slower because it had to build up slower. That makes sense. And then the other issue I've got was because with these with 5, I actually want 5 upgrades in these. There we go. I thought I put 5 in that. with these, with 5 upgrades in, it draws too much power, and my power is just draining out. So I've got 8 pneumatic, no, not pneumatic, what they're called, photovoltaic cells. I've got 8 out there, and I've got 8 on the grass and 8 on the grass over there. Now I actually worked out using a capacitor how much power they take. With a full 10 speed upgrades in, I think they take 7,000 ish RF a tick. With 5 in, they take about 390 odd, which is 8 photovoltaic cells, but only during the day. So with that running all the time, it was going at night. So I wanted to turn these off as well. So that's the other thing that I've done. And that's the other thing that this does. This turns it off when the pressure is at 5. So really simple. Redstone receiver receives a redstone signal. Redstone emitter puts out a redstone signal, and you can see just in that side there, you can see this side of this is red. You see the two sides are grey. Really basic. Trigger, normal trigger. The condition is if the receiver from the west is receiving a signal strength of 10 or higher. If that is true, the emitter is putting out to the west, and it's just putting out a straight 15, so like a normal redstone signal. And if it's false, the emitter, again to any side this time, but it doesn't matter, just put it to west, is putting out a 0 signal. So all that's doing is basically, if that there says emitting redstone 10, that's receiving that level 10, that strength 10, and it's putting out a full strength. And this is set to operate. That should have said low. Why is that saying any signal? Strange. That should have been running still, but it wasn't. Spooky. That should have been on set on low. It said any signal, didn't it? I mean, it should have been, yeah, it should have been set on low. Anyway, there we go. So that means now, because the pressure's there and because I'm not using stuff, then it's not drawing energy. So it's going to bring up. It only actually uses pressure when you're actually making stuff. So because I've got all that volume upgrade, and I'm going to make another 64. I could make 2 stacks of them, to be honest. I could make 128, and I could put another 64 in there as well, and in this thing. But more volume, I believe, will make the pressure drop slower, because obviously it's got more volume. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right. Anyway, so this I've done it slightly different. What I've done under here is 2 things. First of all, I've done the same thing here. I've got this one set to 15. So this means this line here can go to a full 20 bar. It's currently at 7.5. It's currently working its way up. But this one I think is probably out of power still. Is it out of power? Yeah, look, it's not got much. It's going up a little bit because it's during the day, but on the night time it drops again. So like I said, this is, I think this takes what, 380 RF tick, and the photovoltaics they're putting out during the day, they're putting out for I believe, it says 60% though. I thought they put 40 RF tick. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's going up slightly. That's all good. So this line can actually go up to a full 20 bar, which means these still need the security upgrades in, because as you can see, these can go around to 25. So without the security upgrade, this would eventually blow up. This is going up really slow. It's got its 5 speed upgrades in. So if I put 2 more in, it'll go up a bit quicker, but no, it won't, because there's not enough power to do it. Then that'll just drain that power straight down to 0. Yeah, look. Man, are you working? I think you're working. Low signal required. Yeah. That's got a high signal on it. Why you got a high signal on there? 7.5 bar. Oh right, that's why. Because okay. Right, so the line only that you got a 7.5 bar. Max pressure is 20. So how do I get one to go to 20 then? I put that to 15. So 7.5 the max that that's allowed to go to, because the pressure gauge with a 15 redstone is only at 7.5. I actually wanted it to go to about 20, but never mind. That's okay. 7.5's good. So that's going to sit on 7.5 as it is. So that's exactly the same setup there. That's the inventory manager there. Exactly the same setup, but instead of set to 10, this one's set to 15 there. Look, 15. So when that's getting a full redstone signal, then it puts a redstone signal into there and turns the flux compressor off. Is basically what that's saying. But also what I've got on here is I've got this guy. This is a regulator true module, and I could have done this with the Steve's Factory Manager as well, but I did this old school. And if there's a better way of doing this, let me know. But I've kind of thought, well, this will work, so I just did it like this. I've got a comparator there. What I want with this one is I want a redstone signal of 5 in there, because that makes anything past this valve 5. So look at that. If you look before the valve, it's 7.5 because of that control. If you look after the valve, it's 5 because of this control, and it's set to 5 because I've got one line of cobble in this chest. So that's making this comparator put out a regular redstone signal of 5, which is limiting the pressure there to 5. So that means these don't need security gate things in either, because they all just sit on 5. And same for the upgraded ones. So once I've got more volume in these as well, I say I've still got 3 lots of elevators to build, but this one, up to now I've made 2 stacks of upgrades. I made a stack for in there, and I made a stack for up there. So I'll quickly just put the redstone thing together on this. I think I've probably talked through it well enough, to be honest, but in fact I'll do it off camera, screw it. I think I've talked through it well enough. If I haven't explained it well enough, just let me know. So basically all I'm going to do is put a emitter there. I'm going to put a, this is a bit closer, isn't it? I'm going to put a redstone emitter there because that's bigger. Steve's Factory Manager there, a redstone receiver there, and a valve on there set to 15, so that'll go to 7.5. See, look at that, that's gone all the way to 20 because that's got no redstone control in it. So that's all the way around to 20 because it ain't got that control. So that means that's going to stay on all the time. So that one's going to keep drawing power. That isn't drawing power. I'm so confused all the time. Oh, because I turned it off. That's why. That one, I manually turned that off. That one, because that one just keeps drawing power. So I've just manually turned it off there for now until I put the thing on. So that'll go down to 7.5 as well. I wonder if there's any way to get it to set to 20 odd then, rather than 7.5. Anyway, that's enough of that. So what I want to do then is I'm going to do a little bit more stuff off camera now. I've just shown you that bit. Now I need to get my system set to this. So the basic thing I'm going to do, just to get this up and running, is just running the ME cable under here, and I'm going to start putting some terminals here and there, just so I can access my terminals. So the first lot of lines I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to have a terminal on each floor, just so I can access things straight off each terminal. Yeah, I think that'll do, won't it? One on each floor to start with. I'll probably have one in each room. This is going to take loads of channels, but I've got loads of channels to play with. First of all though, I just need to get something in there, so I've got these things fastened to the network. That's dropped to 13k by the way, so something's using power. I wonder what. Yeah, that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go a little bit off book. Rather than starting fastening all this stuff together, I'm actually going to play around a little bit with blood magic and this stuff, blood magic reagents. I want to start making these, and I want to automate it because it's a bit of a ball ache. I think what Mammy's saying, it's a bit of a ball ache to automate it. Now I'm going to automate using rituals and applied energistics, and I think I've just got a way of automating these things. So there's a lots of different reagents, and basically they all need, first thing we need to automate is this thing called a simple catalyst, which is there. That's a strength, and the higher tiers of it. Simple catalyst, which is there. That's the first thing we need to do. And you see that using alchemic chemistry set, it needs these 5 items. So what I want to do is I want to put them in a controlled manner to keep myself 64 of them in my ME network, and then we can have it so we can do all these. See, all these use a simple catalyst, but they all use other stuff as well. So that one's going to actually need somewhere me getting lava buckets and out of it, isn't it? Fun times with lava buckets. The rest of them should be pretty straightforward. The plan is to get a tier 6 blood altar made. And my plan at the minute is to get a tier 6 blood altar, you need a thing called a demon invasion. And my plan at the minute is to build a demon invasion in here. So I'll have a demon invasion under my base. But I don't know how dangerous that is. That might be a terrible idea. Or it might be a really good one. But basically they'll fill this floor out with a load of demons in there, so I'll have demons in my base. But yeah, you need to do the demon invasion to get the materials to make a tier 6 altar. So that altar will be going. I'll leave the temple there. I mean, the temple might get destroyed in the process by the thing anyway, but we'll see. That's my plan. Right, I'm gonna cut camera. I'm gonna get my AE system put into that rather than over here, and then we'll start making the bits for that. Okay then, I am back, and I was just checking under these, and these seem to be working fine. They are all filling up with power, so they're not just constantly draining power like there was, so I don't have to keep throwing more photovoltaic cells out, and it seems to be working alright. So now, when we go on an elevator, and I'm on the wrong side, let's go across to the side that I've actually done. Whee! If I go on an elevator, I'm not actually going to ride this one up, I'm just going to turn it on and jump off. Shit. But that didn't work, did it? Huh. Well, that was not exactly planned, was it? I guess I best work out what this was. Well, I've no idea what caused that. The explosion pattern's weird as well. It seems to be right in the middle of them ones. I don't know if it's... I don't know what it was. I have no idea what it was. Oh, very strange. That one works fine. I've reconnected. Let's show you on this one. I bet this one blows now, just to make me a liar. I'm trying to get out about going up it. I'm going to show you the bottom. Get away, you. Oh, I have to go up. Why? Where you go? See, look, this one works fine. What I actually wanted to show you was from the bottom though. That I'll just jump off here actually. Can I jump off? Let me off. Can I get back down? I can't get back down. Balls to it. I was showing you that the pressure was not going down because of the increased volume. I wonder why that happened. Because these haven't got security upgraded, have they? So this should have the same issue. But it's not. Right, I have put in 26 ME crafting terminals. So if you look at the pressure now, even though we've just been up and down, the pressure will have barely moved because we've got these 64 upgrades in. Is the one that I do upgrades in still there? Yeah, that's still there. So that was the one that's upgraded. The rest are not upgraded. And that's the same with them. I've just upgraded the middle one, not the rest. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Right, anyway. Excuse me. I've got a little bit of a cough. Sorry, a little bit of a cough because I've been for a run and I've got a bit of a runner's cough. Right, I put 26 of these in, so I've got 2 on each floor. So that's 6 floors on each side, so that's 24. And then I've got the 2 in the middle there, so 26. And so I can access my stuff via a crafting terminal wherever I want to be. It's very cool. And as you can see, this is the kind of pattern I'm going to go with. You can see they're the ones that are higher up that are not connected yet. This side I've gone up because that's where we're going to be doing the blood magic in just a second. But I'm going to, I don't know, I might do these outside ones black. You can change the colour of these just by putting them through a cyclic assembly with some water in it, I think. No, it's not showing me. I'm sure you can make these black again. If you so desire. You can always just dye in black, I guess, if you really wanted to. I think you can scrub the colour off with a bucket of water, so put them through a cyclic assembly water and it scrubs the colour off. So yeah, I might do these outside. I'll leave them ones red, but I might do these outside ones black. And it's a bit of a shame that I'm getting this nice pattern underneath. That's going to be, you're not going to be see anywhere. So I may change the routing of them a little bit because I'm trying to make it look puzzling bloody thing. The one next to it works fine. Mind blowing. Yeah, because I mean, if it's pressure, then the pressure can only come past this, and this held at 5 bar. So I really don't get it. Don't get it. Anyway, so let's move up here then. Have I done anything else? I don't think so. Right. Oh, one thing. Previous versions of Applied Energistics, you could overwrite a crafting recipe. If I wanted to put that into a furnace to make it into smooth stone, I could do the pattern. I don't think I can do it anymore. If I can do it, then this build I'm going to do is is a bit of the wrong way of doing it, but I think you can purely do crafting stuff. If you can still do stuff like telling that pattern that I want to turn cobble into smooth stone, then please let me know, because I can't work out how to do it if you can. Right then, if we come up here, I have run cable, 32 channel cable into here, and this is what we're going to need. So first of all, we're going to need a ritual called a Ballad of Alchemy, and let me get some ritual stones. Now I actually want to bury this in the ground, so I should have actually done this off camera first, so I knew how big it was. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stick one over here. Oops, that's too close to the wall. I know it's bigger than that. And find out how big this is. Right, so that's how big it is. So I want 1, 2, 3, and then right 1, 2, 3. Come right out here, is it? Come right into the middle of the fucking room. That shouldn't be an issue because it's on the. Actually, that might be pretty cool. I should be able to put one there and have it share the outer rooms. So that might be alright actually. Now I think this is going to take 4 channels, 2 for the interfaces, 2 for the level emitters. So I could, in theory, have 8 in a room, but I'm going to fit 4 in, so I could put 4 in the next room as well, off that one thing, if I wanted to. Now the way I'm doing this, it looks like that's wrong, isn't it? It looks like I'm going to have to do it so that I have one of these for each of the crafting materials, that with each of the things I want. So this might not be a really good way of doing this, but I'm having fun with it, so bollocks here, let's do it. There, go in there. Now I've just gone into my test world. I was going to test that crafting recipe thing, and unfortunately my test world's got a concurrent modification ticking something issue. Oh, that's actually like that, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. So there's the Ballad of Alchemy. Don't like it. I'm going to bury it in the wall a bit. Back in a sec. Okay then, I moved it back a bit and I decided if I'm going to have 4 of these in here, I may as well start on this side and go around clockwise. So I've made one over here as well. And I've put the wire to the 8 channel stuck. I think I'm only going to need 2, 4, 6, 8 for this room. So that should be alright, I think. Well, I can always change it later. Right, a couple of things I need for in here then. I need a couple of ME interfaces. So let's get them done. So this is, like I said, I've got one at this end, one at that end. I've got no idea still. I've had another look down there. Do the what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are working fine. Just no idea. So what I need is ME interface, and I've just checked to make sure I have the right stuff for this, and I have. So I want 2 of them. 1, 2, and level emitters. Level emitters are really easy. They're just a calculation core and a redstone torch. There you go. Calculation processor, I mean. And a redstone torch. 2 of them guys. 2 of them inline guys that I know how to use now. So what we do is, basically, I'll show you, in fact, do it this way. So what you do is, you need a alchemic chemistry set, and that goes the same level as the Master Ritual Stone in front of it, and you need an altar on the top, and the target for what you want to craft sits in the altar. So we're going to be making, which I didn't grab one of, I'm going to need one of these guys, simple catalysts. And so for anything that you're making, you need an altar that goes at the top, so there'll be 4 altars in here. So with that with that in there, then this knows what to make. So given the right ingredients, it'll make that. Yeah. Then what you've got is you need an input chest and an output chest. You can actually have 2 input chests. You can have one there and one there, but we only need 1. And for want of what we need is an inventory. An ME interface acts as an inventory, because this here is an inventory. Yeah. So that's our input inventory. That's our output inventory. Smashing. And what we're going to do now is, so we're going to need to connect. I bet I ain't got enough cable. Let's connect that and that to there. And now what we want is, we want to set things in there that want to go into this thing. So what we want is redstone, 2 redstone. We want 1 glowstone, 1 sugar, and 1 gunpowder. And I didn't have to grab 2 redstone, I could have just clicked it twice, but what I'm going to say is we want 2 redstone, and there, see, it's already put them in. Wonderful. And what should happen? We also need a blood orb in there. Oh, I've not activated the bloody ritual, have I? What should happen once we activate the ritual? There we go. Is, as you can see in there, it's put the ingredients in and it's crafting stuff for us, but we don't want to do all that yet because we want a bit of control on this. Otherwise, it's just going to keep crafting them now until we run out of one of the ingredients. So if we look in here, in fact, I'm going to make it a quick storage monitor. Oh, bloody hoodie's getting in the way. Yep, our way hoodies. Storage monitor. I've got nothing that I need for that. Wonderful. Oh, another level emitter. So I'm going to need another redstone torch, so I don't have any of them. And then storage monitor. Excellent. And then simple. I want it mid 6. Look, has it stopped yet? It's still going. I've not took it out, have I? No. Let's stop that. We're on 64 anyway, so it's all good. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is, you can see that we've got 2 channels used up there. One for the main interface and one for the main interface. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on here. I'm going to put that storage monitor there. In fact, yeah, I'm probably going to have a storage monitor on each of these because it looks good, if anything else. Why are you not letting me do that? There we go. Storage monitor, saying there's none in there, and if I click that with a wrench, that's now locked. So now if I put that back in there, I don't know why I took them out, to be honest. I needed one. You will see that we have got 13 of them in stock. Excellent. And you'll see that that storage monitor takes a channel. So that's 5. So we are going to need more. Thicker cable. Never mind. I think storage monitor is worth it. So that'll just keep crafting them forever. We don't actually want it to craft them forever, do we? So what we need now is to add a little bit of control onto this. And how exactly do I want to do it? I'm going to go there. Can't go there. I have to go there. Yeah. That needs to go there. So what I need is, I need that to come across to there. I need that to come across to there. That's correct. And now I need some translocators. So can we throw these together real quick? We can, excellent. Have I got a diamond nugget in here? No, I've got some somewhere. So let me just grab them. Right then, I've got my diamond nuggets, because if you remember I use one of these regulator ones on the blood altar for making slates as well. So I want one there and there, and I want one there. Oops, I need to make 4, don't I? So I can't believe how long it took me to make AE network, because it makes crafting so much easier. Right, and then what I want is a level emitter there and a level emitter there. Excellent. And what I want is a couple of redstone. I've got some. Excellent. That's fine. I can go back. I'll keep all of that for now. And how you have this is, this can send a redstone signal to these, and what the redstone signal will do is it'll push the middle bit in. So that's got a redstone signal on. So watch, I'm going to put a redstone on there. It's done nothing. That's when it changes redstone state. Okay, so let me put that on again. And then what I actually want is, I want it to be in when the redstone's on it. So now if I turn that off, you'll see it comes back out. That's cool. So that's the one that's going to pull the thing back out. Yep. So when we've got 64, as if I didn't keep one of them. When we've got 64 of these in the network, I want this to come on. It's going to pull the thing out of there. That's right, yeah. So 60. How many levels are below or equal? No. How many levels are above? Yes. Right. So that's correct. When we've got 64 in, so when there's 64 or more in there, this is going to come on. She's going to turn that on. She's going to pull the simple catalyst out the middle and put it back in the strong box. This one, it wants to be the opposite. So this one wants to be when we are 1 or less. When we are 1 or less. When we're not 1, let's go a bit more. Let's go 32 or less, yeah. When we're 32 or less. We want a redstone signal on that one. No, we don't. We want a redstone on that one. When we are 1 or less, so put our simple catalyst in there. When we are 1 or less, emit levels are below 1 or less, and it's a simple catalyst. So what that should do is that should emit, and it has. Wonderful. So that's going to pull that into there, and that's going to start crafting them. And then, as soon as that gets to 64, that's going to pull that out. So I'll wait and I'll show you. So here we are then, we're at 61. So anytime now, what we should see, that went off at 32. What we should see is this should come on at 64 into the system, and that should stop. So there we go. We have automated, albeit quite straightforwardly. We have, there we go, 64, it's come on, and that's going there. So now whenever any of the next ones take one of them, it's always going to reimburse that one. It's always going to replace that one for me. Now the next stuff that we're going to need is, we're going to want, well, in fact, that first room there I'll use to set up more of these as well, because we need a strengthened catalyst which uses, see, 2 of them, the other one on bone meal. That might be an issue. The fact it's the fact there's a blank in there might cause me problems. And it shouldn't do, because it's run by the ritual, so that shouldn't cause me problems at all. And then there's a concentrated one which uses fractured bone and golden nuggets. So I need them to manufacture well. So there's the 4 that I'll probably use that first room. We're going to go on and make his things like incendium. Incendium, there we go, is that one for example. But we're also going to need to make stuff like the calcinators, and the calcinator needs a strengthened catalyst there. It needs these cracked runic plates which use a tier 3, tier 4, tier 3 slates, and the concentrated. So that's the next level of them. So between episodes I'll probably make a load of them. I'll show you quickly what we can do with these. Is we make a calcinator, and you need a master blood orb. I've got one, I'll click on the one there. And we need a alchemic router, and we need an alchemy relay, and we need some incendium. We don't need some incendium, we'll have another one. Let's have one that, let's have what aether, what's that need? That doesn't need buckets. There we go. So glowstone gas tiers and 2 feathers. So let's grab some of that stuff. So I've got a lot of gas tiers. Well, what much have I? I might have to get a gas spawner on the go. Gas feather. A stack of that. What else was it? Glowstone. And let's quickly make that. Well, that's actually quite cool, because that doesn't actually have anything in it when it's not running. So I like that. Which means, actually, I could set up another pattern in here, as long as there's room for another one. I could actually have 2 patterns in each, but I'd have to change what this pulls out. I have to change that in the filter, which one I want it to pull out. But I can just borrow this for a minute, and I can quickly make. No, I ain't going to craft this, is it? Because unless am I doing it manually, will it do it for me? Where'd that go? Where'd that go? Did I only have 32? Just some glowstone just disappear. So 32 of them. That shouldn't trigger that. No, it hasn't. Good. So now there's a it's there. Back again. Weird. So will you manually craft? Yes, I can still use that for manually crafting stuff, which is good. And see, that's how you're manually crafting this. So what that's going to do is that's going to make 32 ether, and what we can do with that then is with the calcinator, which I'm just going to bang here for now. First thing you need to do is you need to put a blood orb in it, and that goes in the bottom. You can actually see it in the bottom if you can get low enough. See it just sat in there? Sits in like a little plate under there, so you can see when there's one in it. And what you do is you put your ether in the top. Now with a hopper, have we got any hoppers? I have. Wonderful. Have a hopper, please. It'll only take one at a time, but you can easily bang a hopper on here. And what we do is we need a bell jar, which I've got a couple in there. So I made one of these off camera the other day because this was broken in an earlier version, and I wanted to see if it was fixed. So rather than do it in my test world, I just did it really quickly. Made the bits and made one of these. Now I don't actually need this alchemic relay, but I'm going to use it for this bit anyway to show you because I think it looks cool. So I'm going to bang that there. Now what you do is you need this thing called alchemic router. It's a bit tricky to get the hang of this, but pretty much every time you touch it, you want to right click, shift right click to clear the save container, and then what you want to do is you're going to wait till it's got something in it. So let's grab some of this ether off here. I've got 18 up to now. That's good. And we'll chuck that. You can just manually right click on the top, but we'll just chuck that in the hopper for now, so that'll start going there. So when we're holding the router, you'll see that it's set to incendium, because that's what I was doing before. But if I don't know, if I clear it, always just get into the habit of that, because you're always going to want to do that. Shift right click on there, and that's set the router to ether now. And then right click on there, that's set it as a target starting point, and then right click where you want it to go to. So now that's got a buffer of 2000, and that's got two buffers of 2000. So if you want to send two things to this, you have to do it quick before it sends it to it, you know. So you can have two things going to this, but I'd have to have gone shift click, 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 shift click, click, click real quick to get two going in there. But then that's you can get two going in anyway. So now what I want to do is shift click and just click and click. So what that's going to do is send it to there now. Look. So I could have just gone straight there to there, to be honest, but I thought I'd do it like that. So that's the next step once we've got all these auto crafting. But I don't want to actually have to manually craft all these, even though I could. But like I say, I've got this massive factory, I've got to fill it with stuff, so I need rooms full of stuff, don't I? So that is going to do that for me. Right, I'm going to leave the episode there. We have got a little system in place. Yeah, I'm going to up that. I'm going to up that to I want to keep about, let's go to 56. Yeah, I'll keep 56 in my system. There we go. So I don't want to have too much filling the system up, but I don't want it too low either. And as you can see, I'm going to put another one in here. So I'll get the other stuff made, and then next episode we will hopefully I shall have at least 2 or 3 rooms full of these, and we'll have all the things we need to start working towards that tier 6 altar. Right, I hope you enjoyed the episode. That explosion, I will work out in between episodes what caused it, and I shall report to you on the outcome. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye. Didn't even need that diamond nugget, did I?